Welcome to Motorcycle Monkey Channel. I am Clint. I appreciate you being here. Please subscribe and share it with your friends and click the bell icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen because that'll notify you when we do new videos. Today it is all about the 2021 Honda Africa Twin. We're going to cover the TFT display. It's like NASA on this thing. Going to show you how it rides, the height because I have short legs. We'll go over all of it. Thanks for being here.
It's a very tall bike.
It is.
But one of the things, because you know we always talk about your short inseam,
29 inches.
29 inches, you were able to manually adjust the seat. And I think that's an important point.
I do too, and that's what saved this bike for me, this 2021 Honda Africa Twin. If you see right here, this is the level this seat was at. It was an inch higher, and in the back, it was level with this bottom of the back seat, the passenger seat. With the turn of a key down here, super easy, took me less than 2 minutes. Had the seat moved, and it was a whole different experience because I thought I was going to have to come on here and lie to you and tell you I love this bike. And at first I didn't. As soon as I moved this seat
trailer it in.
Right.
Hey, where's the shifter?
Okay, so this is the thing. This is my favorite part about this bike. And to be clear, I do love this bike now, by the way, now that I've lowered the seat. So it is a manual transmission that shifts automatically. It is called dual clutch transmission. It's the only one, to my knowledge, in the world, the manufacturer's Honda, that does this.
Kind of like paddle shifting.
Okay.
But over here on the bar.
Yes, so you have the option, if you press M here as you're riding, it will put you into manual mode. You can shift down with your thumb, shift up with your forefinger here, but it's got 6 gears. It felt at first, another feature I love, like it was kind of bogging. I was like, oh, in the automatic mode, I don't like how low this goes. It feels like it's lugging the motor. Well, then I realized you can actually pick 3 different levels to get different shifting points. And over here, what you can do is you press S mode, and that pops up. And when you keep pressing this button here, you can change the levels. You want to put this into manual, you just press the M here. Okay? Then what you do is you use the paddle shifters here. This shifts you down, and this one shifts you up. So, just going to shift up over here. We're in second. Downshift. All right, so pretty simple. Just use those paddle shifters to shift. Now I want to go back into automatic. Gonna hold that down, and I'm gonna change this to see what it feels like. Right? So I'm gonna go here. Let's try level 1. Okay, so to me it shifts a bit early on this because we're already in 4th gear at 30 miles an hour. 25 miles an hour, it shifts back down into 3rd. 20 miles an hour, it's in 2nd. All right, let me hold this down now. Okay, now we're at level 2 there. See if it shifts any differently. Okay, yeah, so it actually, the engine revs a little bit higher. I like this mode better. I like this level better. Doesn't feel like the motor's lugging as much. Yeah, it's downshifting. Yeah, I like this a lot better. All right, now let's see what it feels like. 3rd level. Okay, so that shifted into 2nd at 16 miles an hour. 3rd at 30 miles an hour. Okay, I went into 4th at 40. Yeah, I like the 2nd and 3rd setting much better than the 1st. I just feel like when it's shifting automatically, if you're in the lowest level, it shifts too early. And that's what screwed me up on the dirt. But I still prefer in the dirt myself. I prefer manual. I prefer to have control. We're taking a truck trail here in Otay Mesa. So these tires are okay for off-road. They're more for the pavement, of course, and the asphalt. But I felt a little slip in the back end and I'm barely even going. So this could be interesting. And this is an already tall bike for me. So we're gonna see what happens. Now I have it in automatic. You can paddle shift. And I may try it both ways, we'll see. Wish I'd have had it on video. I almost biffed it back there. A lot of loose gravel here and sand. These tires, again, are just not exactly what I should be using. And there's a lot of ruts in here too that you may not be able to see on the camera. Down here to my right, that's what caused it last time. I dipped down and had to make a left at the same time. Luckily, I gassed it instead of braking it because that would have been me dumping it, I'm sure. Hitting manual here to downshift because I just don't want it in 2nd gear. It's going to shift up again. Yeah, I think I prefer messing with the manual and messing with the automatic. I do think I prefer manual when I'm off-road for sure.
I just like having a little more control of, just feels like the motor lugs just a little bit in auto. This has been an urban. I'm gonna switch it to off-road here. I understand the concept of being in off-road and the settings and how they change in that ride mode from, say, urban or touring. I just want to see, do you actually feel it? How does it actually operate and work and function? Something to be said for getting used to the throttle too. You know, each bike has its own idiosyncrasies, but this one definitely has a little pause in it in the auto mode that you either hit it right off the bat, you're going to spin the tire, lose a little traction, and yet if you go too soft and you don't pull much at all, there's a little pause in it that could cause you to tip over in some areas. So just getting used to that. And of course that could be that I don't ride these types of roads all too often. But you get a bike like this, you have to take it off-road. You just have to. And I've had it in manual for a while now. I much prefer that on this terrain. Just felt like it was shifting way too soon. Felt like the motor was lugging. I like having that control. Much more confident on this bike now. And if you prefer, remember you can add a shifter down there and use your foot rather than the paddles. Another great option on this bike. We just got turned around by Border Patrol. Real nice guy. There's a car down the mountain over there that apparently was fleeing from him and hit the side of the hill. Nobody was injured, but they can't move it. They're waiting on a tow vehicle. They're trying to decide how they're going to do that. I'd make it on the bike, but my buddy behind me who's helping me film in his truck would not make it. He said there's no way you'll make it around. So now we're heading down the trail we didn't plan on taking, and we got about 6 miles, so we'll see how this goes. He said it's more open. You can see not so many hairpin turns going around where we came from and the rest of the way we would have gone the extra 3 miles. So, you know what? This is an adventure bike. We're having an adventure. Well, it looks like we found our way out, or at least close to a road that is paved. Now that I'm back on the road, my takeaway from that is definitely appreciate automatic on the road. But I absolutely prefer controlling when it's shifting off the road. So manual for that, auto for the road.
And no surprise that yes, I did feel the difference in the suspension and the overall ride in off-road mode. All right, let me show you the TFT display here. This thing's got all the bells and whistles. Check it out. So this is where you're going to control most of it. If I hit this button here, I'll show you what it does in just a second. It's going to allow you to change the screen, but I'm hitting the enter button, the up and down button, and all of these play into what the TFT will display. So first we'll start here, okay? And then it allows me to get to this information right here. So if you want riding information, we'll start there by pressing enter. And it's how do you want your screen to look? So we're gonna go back into this screen here, and we're gonna go down to phone. If you wanna connect your phone, okay, you can connect it right here. You just press enter again. Now I'm not gonna do this because it's not my bike, but I can pair it up like this. I can add a device. It's even got Apple CarPlay. Okay, I'm gonna back out of this. Okay, we're gonna go into display. Okay, what mode do I want it in? Do I want to show this display mode? Do I want it to look like this? Do I want it to look like this? There are different ways, different settings that you can use. I like this one the best, so I'm going to that. You also have your ride modes over here. You have touring, you have urban, gravel, off-road, then you have 2 custom settings, user 1 and user 2, and you even have different settings on the screen here. So HSTC, you know, where do you want it? 1 through 7 are your choices. Okay.
Then you have 3 different levels of wheelie control right here, as you can see.
So when you hit preload here, you can actually choose, is it you and a passenger, is it you and a passenger and luggage? And this thing's actually moving as we speak. It's automatically adjusting. So we're back in settings again. I'll hit enter, and I'm gonna go to function. Okay, user modes. This is what I want to show you as well. Because in user 1 or user 2, as I said before, you have complete control what you want to capitalize on. Do you want more power, less power? Do you want more engine brake, overall suspension damping, front suspension damping,
You've got rear suspension damping. You've got ABS for off-road or on-road. Preload, again, this is just an easier way to do it. Whether you've got a passenger, just you, luggage plus a passenger. I mean, look at this. This is just amazing what this thing can do.
So these luggage bags are really easy to open. Do it with one hand, as you can see. I, even with a cargo net, don't prefer that you have bags that open to the side. I just feel like there's not as much usable space, even with the cargo net. And I realize there might be a couple of theories that if you were to open it from the top, you know, I figure something like that, I guess you wouldn't have as much room to put things in, and you'd have to reach down deep in order to get to whatever's below. So I guess I understand that. But for me, I'd still rather have that. I just really would. That way stuff doesn't fall out when you open it. Even with a cargo net, I've seen my buddy use his, and it's a pain. He's got to rearrange a bunch of stuff, but that's just my opinion.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Motorcycle Monkey channel, share it with your friends, click the bell icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, because that'll notify you when new videos come out. If you have a bike that you want me to review, let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to get it done for you. Please ride safely, and if you've ever served this country, past, present, men, women, every branch, we love you, we appreciate you, thank you, and God bless you and your families for your tremendous sacrifice. We'll see you on the next one.